afternoon, Coronation. It's Kendra Cook here at the headquarters, and I am very excited for Conversations with Kendra for 2022. We are going to highlight our women in business around here at the core. And of course, I have to start with the very top. So let me introduce you guys to Miss Britt Ruby. Britt, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure.
And if you guys don't know, Britt is behind the scenes. She is the woman behind the man. And so she is our COO and our CFO. Longest running employee with the core. Started it with Rick and his partners from day one. And we're so grateful that she is willing to be with us today. So we're going to ask her some questions, put her on the spot, and let her share a little bit, because we know most of you out there don't know Britt as well as us here at headquarters do, and you deserve to get to know her as well as we do. So Rick's wife came here from Austria, right? Mm-hmm. And so what brought you here, and what was your first job when you got here?
Okay. So I was 19 when I came to the States, and I came as an au pair. The reason was I truthfully just had my heart broken for the first time and wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And my dad actually suggested it, and why don't you go somewhere, learn a language, figure out what you want to do with your life. And well, what is it now, 33 years later? I'm still here. That was not his plan, but that's kind of how life takes over. And my first job, well, it was au pair, but I don't really consider it a job. I didn't get paid. It was for room and board. The next thing was I worked in a deli making sandwiches, and then slowly started getting different jobs in the hospitality industry.
So is that where you met Rick? Tell us how you met Rick, because I know we all want to know, how did he land? Obviously outkicked his coverage. I mean, we love Rick, but look what he got. So well, tell us how you met Rick.
No, that was quite a few years later, probably about 22 years ago. We met working for the same training company, and traveling. I did their road shows, and he was a speaker for them, and that's how we met.
Awesome. So if you guys don't know, when we talk about COO, she runs our operations here, but she runs all of our events. So she's the one that goes in and finds the hotels, negotiates, gets those fabulous meals that we get to enjoy while we're there, the snacks, and make sure that her staff provides amazing customer and client service for you guys while you're at the events. And we know that you guys appreciate that, and that all falls under Britt's wheelhouse as well. So I used to work with my husband. I know that's not always the easiest thing. So tell us, what's one of the hardest things about working with your spouse?
Yeah, that's, I did not think that I would ever wanted to work with my spouse. You only hear bad things about it, or right. I did before I started doing it. And I fought it, but Rick was adamant about it, that's the vision he had. And when we started the core together, and I have to say it's been really awesome. I don't think our life would have worked out the way it did if we didn't work together, because it's such a big part of our lives. And it's the hardest thing, and most of the things come down to my own insecurities probably. I always struggled with I want to make sure I prove my worth. I contribute to my family's success, and I always have this insecurity that people think, oh, she's here because she's the wife. So I want to be here, or I am here, because of my skills, my hard work, and my results. So proving that always, it's probably, Lindsay can attest to that, I'm sure too, as being the daughter. That's one of them. Another is just accepting daily that Rick is the boss here, and I have to catch myself sometimes. The way I talk to him is probably not the way I would talk to if he wasn't my husband. Right. So I have to respect that, acknowledge that, and then just making sure you always want to do a good job for your boss. Yes. And with him being my boss, when I fall short, or I don't bring him the results that he expects, or I didn't protect him the way I should, I feel really, really bad. Probably worse because it's my spouse, because I want to impress him the most of all the people.
Absolutely.
So, but other than that,
I would say that they are definitely yin and yang. And when it comes to hard work, they one doesn't outwork the other one. They are super committed to their success and their hard work, and they're equally fitted. Being here for almost 5 years now, I can attest to that 100%. But they complete each other, and so I think that what you said is, I don't want to be just the spouse. She's definitely not just the spouse. Where Rick is the out front, go get it, sells. Britt is behind the scenes, making sure every little detail is taken care of, every I is dotted. She probably cares for the image of this company even a little bit more than Rick does, because she takes personal ownership of that. And so even though that you guys are yin and yang, there's some differences, but man, when it comes down to hard work, they're definitely great partnerships. They're great examples for all of us here.
And believe me, if I constantly was to drop the ball, Rick would not blink and let me go. So
no.
He does not.
She earns her keep here, is what she's saying.
Yes.
She's not here because she's his wife. Yes, and I agree with that. What is your favorite job here? If you guys don't know, Rick tells us all in our ops meetings and sales meeting, like, Britt's the rule person. She provides the rules, and she doesn't love that, but she is the person who makes sure that this operation gets open every day and gets closed at night, and do it with a lot of finesse. And but I know there's probably something in your role, because she does a lot here. What's the one thing you love the most? If you could just do one thing.
Well, I do enjoy the summits and the events and booking that, because that goes back to my background a little bit. Comes easy, but that's just really fun. But it's not all the time. So if it's something that I do almost every day, it really is the CFO part. It's the numbers, it's the spreadsheets, it's the bank reconciliations, it's P&Ls. I can dive into that and lose myself in it. Really, numbers don't have feelings, numbers don't have emotions. They're just what they are, and I can figure it out. So I think that's where I find my happy place in here.
Oh gosh, so for realtors, we all just shuddered. We're like, numbers and spreadsheets, oh my gosh.
Yes.
All right, this is a fun one. I know you're a big TV watcher. What are you watching right now, and maybe a lesson that you're taking from that you bring in here for us as a team?
Okay. I don't watch as much TV as Rick, but yes, we do like some good shows. I do watch a lot of sports, so lots of Tennis Channel, football. I love the Olympics. I'm excited about the Winter Olympics coming up in next month. I love to watch alpine skiing, being from Austria, and biathlon's my new favorite. If it comes to shows, I have one all-time favorite that I'm feverishly waiting for the 5th season for. It's Last Kingdom. It's on Netflix. So I like a lot of historical dramas. They teach you a lot of lessons, I think, about lives, and kind of interesting to see that particular show plays in like the 9th century maybe, and same people dealt with the same issues,
right?
Just with less tools than we have nowadays to deal with it, and I love watching that and seeing kind of where we all came from and where it all started.
Love it. All right.
And then of course, Yellowstone is another one that we've been watching, so that's more current.
So tell us, what's the big takeaway from Yellowstone?
I love watching the whole family dynamic, and just kind of how the family now. There's a prequel that's airing. It's 1883 that shows about John Dutton's. For those of you who've watched it. His great-grandfather, I believe it starts with, and how they came across the United States and settled, and how they had to fight for their life, and what kind of hard life that was, and now to keep it going and just keeping that family tradition and the legacy going, and it's about to end.
Wow. So that's kind of about like what it is here, right? I mean, family business, and how they, I say we, I just, moved right into their family here, but how they really run a family business and how they keep it going, and then what's the legacy when they're not here. We talk about that a lot, so I can see how you could relate to that. All right, my last question, I'll put you on the spot, and then we'll let you run. What do you do for fun?
Well, tennis is my all-time favorite. I've played it since I was a little girl, so that's my escape, especially working with your spouse. We do a pretty good job of separating work and private life and doing a lot of things to take us away from work, and tennis is my escape, and that's mine. I don't even want him to come watch. That just needs to be mine. They need to be my friends, and so that's my biggest, that I follow it on TV. I love going to tournaments and playing myself, but also watching professionals or going to my own tournaments. So that's my biggest. And then another thing is probably with being an introvert and dealing with a lot of people, and my husband in particular, I do need to make sure I have a lot of quiet time to recharge on my own. So I do like to read and relax, and of course animals. That's my ultimate happy place, and probably will be my retirement sanctuary, is something with animals.
Okay. So now you know a little bit about Britt Reby. So I will publicly thank her for all of you that are watching, because it is the woman behind the man, and the core would not be here without her passion, and she keeps us all going. There's 50 hoodlums running around here on a daily basis, a couple of them behind the camera today, and she keeps us all in check, and super grateful for the opportunity to work with you, but more importantly to put her on the camera. Like most of you out there probably don't even know who she is, and so all of our Core Nation will get to know a little bit more about Britt. So thank you for being our first one in Women in Business. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll have another one in February, somebody else that maybe you know or don't know, and we appreciate you being on the Core journey with us. Happy New Year. Have a great day.
Happy New Year. Bye. Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.